Thank you again for being here today with my own family and sharing an important day for our great state.
I think when you take a look at the governor and you examine her career in a state where we talk about ethics and we talk about reform, we talk about doing it the right way, to have a career where you served in the legislature, you served on the Public Service Commission, where you regulated industries that represent millions and millions of dollars, the Lieutenant Governor's office and the Governor's office, and not one single hint of scandal.
The Governor's consistent direction to me was always to do what was the best thing or the right thing for the people needing services.
And I remember as a staff member, you told us many times that you know we're going to make mistakes. Those are normal things that happen in everyday life. However, you told us that you would not tolerate anybody that didn't have integrity or value.
In all of her actions, in all of her work, in all of her deeds, in all of her efforts, she made sure that she portrayed good character, strong integrity. She believed that if it was right for the people, then it was right.
The governor led with 3 C's. Those 3 C's stood for a caring person. I've never worked with anyone who cared more about what they were doing than Governor Blanco. And compassion. She had a compassion for people. And when you would go out and you would see her deal with people who had lost their homes and lost everything, you knew that she felt their pain, and people knew that she felt the pain. And the courage that she displayed, having to stand up literally to the President of the United States, a national press corps, people that were telling lies and untruths. The courage that she displayed was amazing.
She was astounding in the person-to-person relationships, the business-to-business relationships that we had in the United States and in many parts of the world. Always, the ending comment was the genuineness that she brought to the conversation, to the dialogue.
She's a genuine person. It exudes out of her everywhere she goes. It's no doubt that she's sincere in her efforts to deliver the best service to the people and representation.
Most trouble I think I'm going to have from going forward from here is that I think I've worked for the best. And she really is a wonderful human being. I think that, not just setting politics aside, but I think that she can put her head on the pillow every night and know that she has done the best to her ability and made the best decisions possible.
She was a very strong advocate for children, and I think one of the things that we can point to, that the governor can point to, is that the number of children that were able to get health care and get health insurance through her administration.
Because she said, when I leave office, I want to make sure that children and families are better off in Louisiana than the day I took office.
That real solutions do not come from the top down, but instead, ways to end poverty come from all of us. We are all part of the solution.
Another program that I'm really appreciative of is the RX program, which is actually underwritten by the state. And we were our agency was allocated 1.4 million, approximately 1.4 million, but it leveraged in terms of medicine being served to our seniors to the tune of $17 million. So anybody can see that it was socially responsible and surely economically feasible.
We can and we will bring low-cost drugs to Louisiana regardless of what Washington does on reimportation. Because a sick child can't learn and a sick parent can't earn.
She made a strong effort to make sure that all of education was fully funded and that young people got the understanding that a good education is certainly an enemy to poverty. And she put her money where her mouth was.
During Governor Blanco's administration, we've announced more than $33 billion in capital investment for new and existing Louisiana companies that created 27,372 new jobs, retaining 29,424 jobs in Louisiana. Now that's an astounding feat.
Your patriotism and your leadership was a defining moment in history, not only for Louisiana, but for all of our sister states and territories and their governors. Simply put, you stood up and defended the principles of our Constitution in support of states' rights.
The only Louisiana governor to successfully win in court against the federal government when it came to federal offshore revenues, which led to, billions of dollars, which will come to Louisiana over the next 30 years to protect our coast.
We are leading the world in this effort now. We are certainly leading the Corps of Engineers and leading the rest of the nation in how we address coastal restoration and protection.
Time and again, the governor was the reason that it got done. Certainly the experts and the professionals gave her advice and gave her suggestions, but it was her capacity and her ability to sit down and to listen, to assimilate, and then give immediate feedback to those parties to get things done. It was extraordinary.
And I want to just tell one story about the governor. She had the opportunity to speak truth to power on occasion. So we had the occasion to be in the White House in early February, I think it was February 1st, 2006, meeting with the President's Chief of Staff, Secretary Andrew Card, Don Powell, the Gulf Coast Recovery Coordinator, and Al Hubbard, the President's Chief Economic and Domestic Policy Advisor, about the case that Louisiana was making for additional funds. And they were kind of making the point, well, sometimes the Congress will do what it's going to do, and the Mississippi folks have more political power. And they hemmed and hawed, and the governor looked at them straight in the eyes and said, folks, this isn't a bridge to nowhere in Alaska. This is not the spoil system. It's not pork barrel. It's not business as usual. These are American citizens. American citizens, and you're giving 3 times more of the benefit to one on one side of a political boundary than the other. That's not fair. That's not right. And I'm demanding that you change your policy and that the president asks for more money. At which point Chairman Powell kind of said, well, now, Governor, we said we were all going to be very calm about this. We were going to be very calm. And she said, Don, this isn't about calm. This is about doing what's right. You know, you all and your allies have used every ounce of political energy to take me out. I am a person who's got nothing to lose, and you don't want to fight with a woman who's got nothing to lose, because I'm going to lay it on the line, and I'm not going to stop till Louisiana citizens get their fair share. It's a powerful moment, and I guess the end of the story is that we have now doubled that $6 billion to $13.4 billion in discretionary rebuilding for Louisiana citizens. We've gotten $14.7 billion committed for levee repairs, of which $7.1 billion is also already in the bank, because the governor stood up and fought for Louisiana citizens.
Time is going to render her an outstanding economic development governor and an outstanding education governor. These were the 2 things that she campaigned on, and isn't it amazing that the 2 things that a politician campaigns on, she actually did what she said she was going to do.
And I believe that this governor's legacy and history will remember her as both compassionate but also focused on the recovery of this state and to rebuilding it smarter, stronger, and safer.
I think history is going to show that her caring nature, her warm-heartedness, and her real love of people has benefited all the people in Louisiana.
Governor, I just can't tell you how much I appreciate you, how much you've done for me and my family, how thoughtful you've been. During the worst of times, during the worst of your times, you always had time for someone else.
The governor has been such a motivator and a believer in giving me this opportunity and having the faith that I could serve her and meet her expectations.
As a result of Kathleen Blanco, we've had policies now that enhance the lives of the seniors. So I really want to express my sincere appreciation for allowing her to be part of this administration to serve our seniors.
I want to personally thank the governor for the untiring service that she's given to the state of Louisiana.
It amazed me that you could be so unselfish and could think so much of other people.
I think that what was probably most extraordinary, and I guess I'm most appreciative and thankful for, is the fact that she let me work with such wonderful people. She had put together an extraordinary set of individuals, professionals, who were not only caring and competent, but they were perhaps the most ethical professional people I've ever had a chance to work with.